Dererick Hoffman leaned over my shoulder, his breath smelling of energy drinks, and declared I was doing everything wrong. He condescendingly grabbed my mouse, shoving my hand aside to take control. I pulled back, watching him navigate the software I'd spent 3 years building from scratch. The software Nexus Tech acquired for $87 million 6 months ago. Dererick didn't know that Kai, the new junior developer, was actually David Kaplan, the original coder. My acquisition contract had a non-compete clause, but it didn't forbid me from taking a regular job at the acquiring company. Dererick, the senior IT administrator, was now lecturing me on my own creation. He typed commands that were technically correct but inefficient. You're trying to access the back end through the main dashboard. The architecture doesn't support that kind of query. He was wrong. I'd specifically designed the dashboard access as the fastest route to the back end, anticipating user flexibility. Dererick, having only read the simplified marketing guide, was utterly confident in his ignorance. I bit my tongue and nodded, knowing that staying quiet revealed more than speaking up ever could. The optimization disaster. Our team lead, Patricia Lim, stopped by. Dererick puffed out his chest. I'm showing him the proper way to navigate the system. A lot of people make these same mistakes when they're new to enterprise software. After Patricia left, Dererick pulled up his own screen. See, I've actually been working on optimizing the core functions. The original developer clearly didn't understand scalability. My twitched. He pulled up my functions, the ones praised in the tech press for elegant scalability. Dererick had added about 200 lines of completely unnecessary code that actually slowed the system down with redundant processes. I couldn't help myself. What does this section do? I asked, pointing to his additions. Dererick launched into a confident, technical-sounding explanation that was complete gibberish, throwing around impressive-sounding terms that meant nothing in the context of my code. He was a student who'd memorized big words without understanding the subject. So, you're basically creating a buffer cache for the redundant overflow. I asked, using equally meaningless, yet impressive-sounding jargon. Dererick nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. I'm glad someone here is actually trying to learn. He saved his optimizations, completely missing that he had just introduced 3 memory leaks that would crash the system under any significant load. I made a mental note to document this, as my legal team had vaguely advised me to keep detailed records. The code exposes the liar. Whoever wrote this probably learned to code from YouTube tutorials, Dererick concluded, eliciting a round of easy laughter from the compliant IT staff. I stayed quiet, calmly eating my sandwich. The accusation of amateur hour, a burning insult from a man who had no idea who I was. Then, the monitor on Dererick's desk, which was still showing my code file with his disastrous optimizations, flashed red. An alert I hadn't seen since the beta testing days, indicating a critical function failure. The room quieted instantly. Dererick rushed back to his desk, his face pale. It's fine. Just a hiccup, he muttered, trying to access the error log. He couldn't. His screen froze, followed by a sudden, company-wide notification flashing across every monitor in the break room. Critical error. Kernel panic on core function 4. Initiating auto rollback to stable build 1.0. Reverting recent changes. The system had automatically detected the memory leaks Dererick introduced and initiated the failsafe I had personally engineered. On Dererick's frozen screen, the system displayed the last 4 user IDs who modified the core file. The list read David Kaplan, David Kaplan, David Kaplan, and finally D. Hoffman. Dererick stared at the screen, sweat beading on his forehead. I stood up, calmly gathering my trash. As I walked past his desk, I leaned in close, ensuring only he could hear me. That auto rollback function, I coded it myself. I whispered, then switched to my real name. It's triggered when the code is amateur. I am David Kaplan.